Hello, hello, beautiful. I hope you guys are doing good. I am here to fight for Jay. It's not about me, it's about Jay, so we move forward. In that, we have a live audience, and I would like to involve them in what a lot of you have shown to me. So, what I show you today is not my own research. I simply added to it by putting other people's thoughts together to share with you. Doesn't mean they are right. So, a lot of you have asked all these little lip syncing things by Quack Quack. Is he saying something? Is he whispering the story behind what happened to Jay Slater? And I'll admit, there's been a couple of times. Let me get my chair straight. There's been a couple of times where I've paused at what I see him say. Like I go look at the words and I'm like, But what this viewer has sent me, I was like, okay, I'm going to share that with everybody because that is bizarre. So of all the songs Ayub could have chose, he not only chose it once, but twice so far that we have found, where he keeps playing the same song. What's interesting is, on the version I have, which I don't know if it's the original version or not, it's got the lyrics. It's got Charlie Sloth in the background of the beginning of the song, and he's like laughing and doing his whole noisy stuff that he does. That's so weird. So that's interesting if you follow in the Jay Slater case, because Charlie Sloth was at or at least his place is at the AU, which is also not Potter Papers, Big Narsties, and that's all in Tenerife, right down a little ways from the Strip in walking distance. Ayub hangs out at Potter's. It's real close to the AU. I just found that connection to be strange. But the words of this is a very long song, and he chose one little bitty part of that song. And that's the weirdest part about the entire thing, is the section of the song that Ayub is doing his little, whatever too. So, we're going to look at that together and see what you think. Because, we just got to keep pushing forward. Now, interesting enough, off the path here for a minute, a lot of you know I'm very heavily into the Sebastian Rogers case, and I have been since the beginning. I've been sharing and going back into it publicly a little bit at a time. I decided, and a lot of you know me, that I pull cards too, if you know what I'm saying. I pulled cards last night in members group over in the Moonies on Sebastian Rogers. And the questions that I had were coming up. The answers were all on the board. It was very direct and very clean, and the message was crisp. So, in that, jump back over to the Jay Slater case, I have put my my muscle, my thought process, and my everything into the Jay Slater case, and I'm just getting no answers. I've done all the physical research I can do. So I'm going to pull cards and work with the divine over on our second channel today, live, for whoever wants to jump in. Now, if tarot is not your thing, then don't jump over. But if you want to do the time warp and continue with me, we're going to be doing that live. And I have done it for years and years. This channel was started on tarot. The name used to be 1111 Tarot. We had, I think it was 20 subscribers before we switched over because I got to a dead end on one case and I was so frustrated that I couldn't get the answers because it wasn't time, and that was Sebastian Rogers' case. But now the answers are coming through. So I'm not here to, change anybody's spiritual view, religious view, none of that. I simply make the offer. It's there. If you want to do that with me, I welcome you to do it. Let's get on to today. Let me get chat on the board. We have a super chat, a snooper chat, exploring everything. Thank you, my lovely. Let me hit the right button here for you. Get you on the board. Thank you, exploring everything. I greatly appreciate that snooper chat. Thank you, lovely. And thank you all for being here. You say, hi, Mama D. I'm late today. Glad to see you smiling again. Back at it. Sending so much love from London. Keep being you. All right, I'm going to tell you straight up what changed my attitude was when I went to bed last night, I woke up and I had gotten my message through meditation as I was falling asleep. And when I woke up, I was given the message, it's not about you. And I was like, oh, that's true. Sorry. And so I took a step back and I realized this is about Jay, right? Not about how I feel. And so I hit the F it button, the fluck it button. I don't care what anybody thinks anymore because I know the divine's got my back and you've got my back. And if somebody wants to make fun of me, who the F cares at all? I got so deep into wanting the answer for Jay so badly and wanting justice that I got blindsided with my own ego. And that is that basically I need to make it more about Jay and less about me, which I'm making it all about me right now. So let's get on with it. Hey, I'm learning every day, and I'm fully capable of admitting when I have some growth to do. I always say I'm a work in progress, you guys. I truly am. Quack, quack, lyrics. Okay, so when I first got this, I did an eye roll, I'll be honest, because I was like, somebody's going to have normal lyrics and they're going to want me to do a video on it, and it's not going to say anything at all that makes sense, and I don't know what I'm going to say back to the person, but I always try to give everybody a benefit of a doubt. So I clicked the link and I was like, what is this? So when Ayub chose these specific lyrics for this little tiny clip, he knew who was listening. The Jay Slater audience. His nickname is Whispers. We've never quite figured that out. But yet he does a lot of videos. Or at least he did before he went private. He did a lot of little messages, including sending Mama D and Joseph Morris and Wax Unfiltered and other people little jabs through his messages. He targeted me twice and sent a direct message through the words on the screen, through the lyrics. So I know that he does do that. Is that why he's called Whispers? Does he take media? And then most people see it puts you in that blind spot because you're like, okay, is he just randomly picking a song and those are the lyrics? Or is he specifically choosing certain lyrics and people are just so blind to it and not familiar with what the lyrics are, they don't know what the words are, that they totally miss he's sending a message. And I don't know. So that's up to you guys, okay? All right. Let's get into it, you guys. We're about to go deep. This gets weird. Just gets weird. So, I'm debating. See, I don't want to get a copyright, but I'm going to go ahead and play these songs, and I can always hit the mute button and let it process. Here we go.
Top on a decoy, one's empty and one's got 3 toys. Don't tempt me, Rambo's lengthy. You get drenched and I'm out like Leroy. Take my city like KDB. Bro spot up, he ain't waiting on me. 4 doors get popped and we're taping the scene. Hate how I live, I'm a slave to the fiends. I still out here trying to make a pagan drop. Tell a good girl to a...
Okay. Let him ramble, whatever. He's talking about Molly boys. Mollies. If you went to review that, we've reviewed that before. It's very telling. There's no other way about it. The words matter what he's saying. But that's not the video I want to talk about. There's one that I want to talk about. All right, here we go. This is the one where he makes fun of, or he's communicating, whatever. He's got us all on his page. He's got that guy that was like Doodles and Drops or Bits and Bobs or Battens. I don't know. He's got that guy. I think he's got Wax on there. He's definitely got Joseph on there twice. He's got me going like that. And then he's got the little duck duck. That's his little thumbnail. And that's from Quack Quack ENT. Here you go.
Have me in the station, I ain't talking where the trains go. Anything I rap about's factual. Up and down King Edwards, up and down Bastable. Catch me on the avenue, keys by the big.
Thank you, Joy Wing, for the $2.99 snooper chat. Thank you, lovely. Appreciate that. So that was directed at me and Joseph Morris and other creators that he was hitting at, right? Hitting back at, I should say, because we were hitting him. So the first time I heard this, I recognized it, but I didn't remember where I recognized the song from. Then the second video you're about to hear is in the same video by the same band. And I don't know if it's the beginning of the same song. I could be wrong. But it's all tied together. So he's really sharing this not once, but twice. I'll let you hear this little part.
He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? I said, I wanted to breathe. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Okay?
The only thing
So you
you
get it.
care
It's
about
like a
when you're trying
boost.
to breathe is to get some...
Of ego, right? When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful. Okay. Now, that part of that song, or at least those lyrics, are somehow tied in on the same YouTube clip. I'll say it that way. So we have this YouTube clip from Top Lyrics, and this is all one little 4-minute clip. So it could be the same song. I don't know. I'm throwing my headphones on. What I've done is I've grabbed Ayub's clip. Okay? We're going to shrink me out. And that way you can see the words. Let me get this off the screen. Well, actually, I'm going to show this to you first. How long is it? It doesn't tell me. Okay, I'm going to play it real quick and hope we don't get a copy.
Yo.
There's Charlie Sloth.
Hey, play the beat to be recording it. Okay, sweet, let me slaughter it. Like Just Dita just ordered it. Fuck a little bit, I want all of it. Tell him make sure it's proportionate. GP.
Okay, we're going to take a break so we don't get a copy. You get the feel of it. It's all snappy. It's like this. It's like blah, blah. Right? That's a feel of it because you're not going to have the music to go with the words. I'm only going to play the words.
I just sorted it. ET, I just orbited. Tell him drop the coordinates. I'm in a spaceship, I'm just orbiting. And I'm...
Okay. So far, it's just a song, and I'm like, yeah, what am I listening to? And then it started saying this crap. So keep in mind, the writer of the song is talking about jail and how someone gets tortured in jail, gets starved, gets taunted. And so I know that's what the writer is talking about, is that bad things happen behind the bars, right? I get that. But is that what Ayub's talking about? Or is he using this for another video of his where he's sharing the words. So listen to them, and then I've actually got the actual real lyrics off of this top lyrics and to this part of the song.
Making bread like a Warburton. Got antiques, we're not auctioning. Got 3 twos and a scorpion. Make your time travel like DeLorean. I got fans now, let me talk to them. These cap.
Okay. Zoe. Now, I know Zoe. I trust her 1000%. She also does amazing research. And she is telling us that TH used that song of one of his videos too. And that is true. And we have that. I don't have it this second, but we do have that. So TH also used this song. Now continue listening to the words.
Rappers need cautioning. If I plant a seed and he's watering. Free bro, man, it's torturing. He was in the block and he tortured him.
Are you hearing that? He was in the block and they tortured him.
Old said it's Victorian. Had to read books, historian. No food and he taunted them. Seen people dying, they haunted them. Can't break us, we're not porcelain. Free steel, I went to war with him.
Okay. Now, we're going to put that small and we're going to grab this. It says, this is where it starts at the beginning of Ayub's video. Now, I'm not going to be able to rap. I'm going to try to read it as fast as I can so that we can keep up. Play the beat. Are we recording it? Oh, sweet. Let me slaughter it. Like, just eat. I just ordered it. Effing a little bit. What? Okay, we're going to have to stop it. Mama can't keep up with that. Play the beat. Are we recording it? Okay, sweet. Let me slaughter it. Just like eat. I just ordered it. Fuck a little bit. I want all of it. Tell him, make sure to proportion it. GP, I just sorted it. Here it comes. Just get ready. ET, I just orbited. Tell him, drop the coordinates. I'm in a spaceship, just orbiting. I'm making bread like a warbiting. Got antiques, we're not auctioning. Got a 32 and a scorpion. Here it comes, y'all. Make you time like DeLorean. I've got fans now. Let me talk to them. These cap rappers need cautioning. If I plant a seed, it needs watering. Free bro. Man is torturing. He was in the block and they tortured him. Let me move this. Okay, let's get back on there. Yeah, right there. Free bro, man is torturing. He was in the block and they tortured him. In an old cell, it's Victorian. Had to read books, historian. No food, and they taunted him. Seen people die and it haunted him. Can't break us, we're not porcelain. Free Stee, I went to war with him. Okay? I don't know. I was like, why choose that part of the song, little quack quack? Is the viewer right? Is quack quack whispering? I don't know. Just don't know. I find it strange. I mean, what? Million songs and him and TH both choose that part of that song. Not just the same song, but the same parts. Like, what in the actual hell? And I can't deny that Ayub used his songs to talk to Mama D directly. And Joseph. I mean, he also did it to Just Me with Who's Your Mama. Remember that one? I have that one too. But here we go.
Have me in the station, I ain't talking where the trains go. Everything I rap about's factual. Up and down King Edwards, up and down Bastable. Catch me on the avenue, keys by the beat.
So he made a thumbnail about everybody and then picked a song and posed to it. So what kind of messages is he sending? Is that how he gets his actual whisper? He talks through music, through somebody else's lyrics, so you could never pin it on him because he's just singing a song. Hey, Ocean Deep 24. Hello, Kentish Tina UK. Hello, David Matheson. Hi, Debbie Gazzardo. Thank you for modding. Hey, Bert and Hallie. Hi, Seeking Justice. Was this his first TikTok? I don't know. Hello, Earth Angel. Good to see you. Hey, Az. Good to have you. Pause for thought. Hello. They can't help showing off, hinting at what they've done, and want street credit. Let's pin that. Street credit. Let's get chat back on the board. Street credit. That's interesting, isn't it? So I wonder if there's not some lyrics there. Let's go back and look at the lyrics again. I will scoot over. Woo, don't fall out of my chair. That would be dumb. All right, let's look at a little bit better. Where are they? Oops, wrong one. I'm looking at the screen, even though it looks like I'm looking away. Let's get into it. I got a 32 and a Scorpion. You make time travel like DeLorean. I got my fans now. Let me talk to them. See, he's telling you, I got fans now. Now that I'm famous in the Jay Slater case, let me talk to him. Is he talking to you? These cap wrappers need cautioning. If I plant a seed, it needs watering. So is he planting a seed? He's saying, let me talk to you. He's saying, let me plant a seed. Free bro, man, it's torturing. Remember the whole Hills Have Eyes comment? He was in the block, and they tortured him. In an old cell. It's Victorian. Had to read books, historian. No food, and they taunted him. Seen people die, and it haunted him. Made me think of Brad. Can't break us. We're not porcelain. Free stay. I went to war with him. So he went to war with him. I don't know. I don't know. Have you got Jay Slater Missing Song launched on the 15th June, I think. Yeah, we do have a part of that song. You've got the baseball cap, rap away. No, I can't rap. Mama D, they're just lyrics of Mazda. Everybody listens to Mazda. Mazda. No, not everybody. Bertet and Allie. I don't care who listens to them. You're not getting my point. Why did Ayub choose that part of that song? And so did TH. Both that part. That's weird to me. I mean, sure, play the song from the get-go. Play a different part. But why choose that specific part? It's weird to me. I agreed with the person sharing it. Trisha Hamilton, think he enjoys taunting us with lyrics. That's what I felt. Yes, Jason Jetson, that's obvious that these are not Ayub's lyrics. It's obvious because I've went to the lyrics to the song. The actual song, I explained in the beginning that this is somebody else's song that Ayub is lip syncing to. I'm just going to leave that with you guys. You can choose to believe it or choose to be like, well, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done trying to please all the people that are like, oh, everything you do, I'm just going to say nope to. Nope, can't be. That's just a song, So I'm going to be taking some time to get away from this case because it's toxic as fuck. And I'm done for now. I came on here to share what other people thought was interesting, that I thought was interesting, and I keep getting this backlash of people that absolutely just are like, flick it away, flick it away, flick it away. There's nobody supporting to get justice for Jay but you and me. So why can't you just at least acknowledge that it is possible that Ayub is communicating in a song? How do you know that he's not? Prove that he's not. Do your own homework. I'm just saying, it's highly likely Ayub is using his emotional connection to his experience in life to communicate certain parts of certain songs on his website that he knows the entire Jay Slater entourage is watching. He even talked about getting the internet cooking several times. He's dying to tell his story. He just can't. Like he's biting his tongue. He's getting on the Central Club podcast and they're having to edit it and take it down the first time and come back with another one. They're having to blur pictures, and all Ayub does is tell you that even if he knew basically every damn detail, he can't tell you that that's not his thing, that he stays in his own lane. And the reason he's telling you that is because he's quack. He has a hard time keeping himself contained. I'm the same way. I can't hide my emotion. And to try to make light of the fact that this man is the last one to ever speak to Jay alive. Don't forget that. Oh, sure, Ophelia claims to have seen him in her mirror as she was driving away. But remember, Ayub is the one that said to Jay, oh, okay, so she told you the bus is coming in every 10 minutes? No, there ain't no bus coming. There ain't no bus coming. And that's the last person to speak to Jay ever. If Ophelia wasn't lying, why would she do it twice? Not once, but twice, deny the family. One time, she put her hand up toward them and turned her head as if, don't even talk to me. The second time, they pulled up, Zach and Warren and whoever, she pulled all them chairs and shut the whole business down so that there wasn't a chance that their paths were going to cross. So she's off. She's nothing. She's absolutely no witness. She wouldn't even pass in a court of law as a witness because she shut down talking to anybody about it. So obviously her testimony would be pretty effing shaky. When the family got up on the stand, it was like she wouldn't talk to us. She put her hand up. We don't believe her. How long is her whole witness statement going to work? She didn't even know this kid, and there's 90 kids on that plane with Jay that all look like him. So she don't count. So Ayub's in the hot seat. And you think it's worth discrediting that he could be actually communicating his own emotional connection to his experiences of life through certain songs. That's just the songwriter. That Ayub couldn't choose to pick a certain part of that song and be like, oh, here's a little bit of something for you, if you're smart enough to figure it out. But you lots are dumb, right? Because you're not even going to know the words because you're not from our world. You're not going to be paying attention to the words. And it's just a random song, so you can't pin it on me even if you do figure it out. That's how I see Ayub. I think he's cheeky as fudge. I think he's in your face as much as he can and still leaves you taunting each other. And it's time we get reactive. And it's okay to be mad as hell. I'm not going to be peaceful. It's down to the wire for Jay. It's down to the wire. He either gets justice or he disappears. So it's time to put the gloves on and call it like I see it. And I, for one, agree with this viewer that I do feel Ayub knows more. And I do feel that little cell could have been the Airbnb for all we know, where Jay was captured and taken somewhere else. And how do we know? I mean, what do you do when you decide that you're going to make a bad plan? Number one rule is you never go and then come back on the same route. You always make sure that you go one way, but you come back another way. That's part of trying to make a getaway. Number two, you always have a getaway. You know exactly how you're going to get away, and you make it as easy and as clean, and nobody sees you. It's okay to be seen on the going in, but you don't want to be seen at the time of leaving. So you have a different way to get away. That Maruba boat pulled right up to the last location, within a few miles of where Jay's body was found, where his phone pinged, and that boat pulls up there at 4 minutes to 9, or 6 minutes to 9, 4 minutes after Lucy claims that she has talked to Jay. Or did she message? Was it messaging? Or did he call her? Or did she call? Who cares? It's all bull crap. It's all bull crap. Because if you have one doubt that is Jay in that little photograph with the Snap watch deal or AP, whatever, if you have any inkling that's not Jay, then he no longer had his phone. He didn't call nobody. He didn't talk to Brad, Brandon, or Lucy. So if you really want to keep going with the case, we need to actively put up a fight for Jay. I'm not going to be the only one up here struggling to make sure that this content is actually listened to and given the time of day. I'm not about to come out here on my very own and try to sell a narrative. That's not my job. That's not my thing. I will never do that. If somebody comes out today and proves to me that TH could not have done it, I will go on my channel right that minute and say, we got to look elsewhere, guys. Look at this. Because I'm not locked in. The only thing I won't do is accept that in the broad daylight, in front of God's creation and all the tourists, that this kid, first of all, walked off in the middle of nowhere without being seen by anybody. And I mean that, because Ophelia, who cares? No one saw Jay, because he never did that. Just like Warren said, that's a bullshit. I will never believe he thought that was a shortcut to anywhere. You can tell it's called a mountain. I will never believe he made it as far as they say he did. For you, as a team of searchers trying to locate where Jay's body was found as the Dutch whatever, that you could not even go any further to look yourself, and it was quite a ways from that location, that you had to use a drone, tells me another human didn't get there. I don't care what kind of moisture you found. That's absolutely ludicrous. If you have to use a drone to get to the location somebody is found at, right there tells you there's no path cut. Because if it's not straight down from the cliff, how did the person fall 500 feet, get up and walk another, 20, 30 meters out, and then fall into a heap? I doubt it. So it doesn't make sense. I'm never going to believe it. I have the right to be angry because all we've been fed is bullshit. All we've been done is attacked from day one for not choosing to believe that narrative. Not choosing to believe that this 19-year-old lad just randomly decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave life and luxury. I'm going to head out to my death. Before I do that, I'm going to phone a couple friends, and one I'm going to joke with and be like, look where I am. And then just as soon as I get off the phone with him, I'm going to talk to this person and be like, hey, I'm laying in a ditch. I'm so thirsty. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to die. There's no way. So it really doesn't matter who you think did it. We're never going to be able to prove who did it. Because not only would we have the stumbling block of trolls, not only would we have the stumbling block of other creators that are just targeting other creators because all of a sudden everything's got to be toxic as crap and derail everybody because their channel's not making it. So the ones that are doing the work, they need attention. What? I'll go over to that person and I'll just make it all about me and not anybody else. And then they'll come over to my channel and I'll get the views. Whatever. Let's stay on task here and let's get real. Not only do we have trolls and other creators targeting us, but we've got the players, the actors in the game that are behind the scenes that do things like make up toxic crap and put it out there, change up the wording and all this stuff and play games and be like, look, here's another picture of Jay where he's held in Ibiza and another picture where he's held over here and I gotta talk to Flynn. And, you know, it gets really creepy and, you know, I'm just saying. Then we have no backing from the family at this point. Zero, big fat zero. And so if you, I can't keep up with this. I'm not going to. I'm not going to allow myself to remain in a completely toxic environment where I care what people think anymore. I may work on the Jay Slater case every day, but I will not care any longer how you feel if I've offended you. If I've offended you, if I've given you a laugh, if I've whatever. If my world is so important that you've got to come into it and try to be part of it, obviously you need to realize that the energy you're pulling from me is given to me through my divine path. This is my life's path. Who do you think supplies? The universe. So come up against me in the universe, but by golly, I'm going to finish this entire thing, but I'm not going to do it with toxic crap. I'm not going to deal with trolls. I'm not going to care. You can come in, and if you want to ruin chat, I'll keep going. But it's sickening. It's sickening how toxic true crime has gotten. I wanted to go over and I wanted to watch a little bit about Sebastian Rogers. It was all about the creators. Nothing about Sebastian. It was about the creators and how this person's sharing this person and doxing everything. And this person's doing this and that person's doing that. And I'm like, so there's nothing new on Sebastian Rogers? Okay. So we need to make a choice. Either we stay focused on the case or we give it up. And so I decided, and I have another live after this where I'm going to pull some cards on Jay, but I decided to basically do a little dump here on some information. So I do believe it's TH in my humble opinion. And with that being said, Jay did have a weapon. I've got the articles to prove it. And I'm going to read them to you. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm not about to tear up Tom's life anymore. Even though I think he did it. That's my humble opinion, and that's all it is. And it's not worth a pinch of salt to anybody but myself, I'm sure. But Tom has had a horrific upbringing of trauma. In an environment that is toxic, so did Jay. They were both in a very toxic energy. So I've got a paper here. It's a Telegraph from Lancashire on April of 2023, April 19th. 18 stand trial accused of vicious attack on Rishton paper mill. Now, as I read this, I want you to remember that in this paper at this time, Jay Slater was underage and not able to be named. However, By the following August 23rd, he was no longer a minor, and his name is then released, and is so we know it's Jay, and I will share that with you. I want you to understand, two wrongs never make a right. I do not believe that Jay Slater deserved what he got. Do I believe that that is what happened? Yes, I do believe that that is what happened. Here's why. The youth, some of who cannot be named, all denied the offenses which took place close to Richton Paper Mill on Hermitage Street on the evening of August 6th, 2021. Hold on, let me get this off the board. Okay. Let me take this down. In which another teenager, Thomas Hilton, now 19, was beaten with golf clubs, machetes, axes, and knives. Danny Jacob, 18, of St. Hubbard's Road, Blackburn. Connor Armstrong, 19, of Christchurch Street, Accrington. James McGree, 18, of Tinkerbrook Close, Oswald Twizzle. David Hargreaves, 18, of Plankton Road. Stop right there. David Hargreaves put rest in peace on like the 18th of June, and we have that snap. How do you know that? Let's keep going. Kane Taylor, 19, of Ripton Road, Accrington, and 3 others aged 17, 16, and 16, and Jay was 17, who cannot be named for legal reasons, appeared at the dock of Preston Crown Court on Wednesday. Jacob is also charged with witness intimidation and one of the 16-year-old's 2 counts of witness intimidation. Opening the trial for the prosecution, Saul Brody states, at around 9 p.m. on Friday, August 6th, then 17-year-old Tom Hilton went to the derelict building as he thought his sister was there, and he was worried about her as he thought there would be people there who had problems he had had problems with in the past. So he's worried about his sister, and he went there. Quote, when he arrived, he asked someone to get his sister, and 2 youths looked at him, laughed, and they ran off before returning with a large group of males. Quote, he recognized one as Connor Armstrong, and he was carrying a machete. Armstrong struck Tom across the shins with the machete, and there were others there, each of them carrying a weapon of one sort or another. Right there. And we do have that one of the 8 is Jay. In the very next news article after his birthday and he turns 18, his name is published. So Jay had a weapon. Goes on to say, there was an axe, a golf club, several knives, and a machete. Now, allegedly, Jay had the golf club. All right, back to the article. Mr. Brody said Tom Hilton recognized a number of the group, and all the defendants, apart from Danny Jacob, were present at that time. Mr. Brody told the court that Tom Hilton tried to run away and went into a wooded area, but was chased by the group. He said, quote, he described it as like being chased by gorillas. He was terrified and feared for his life. Every person in that group was intent on using violence, and they were in it together to catch Tom Hilton and attack him, which is what they went on to do. They intended to cause him really serious harm. Mr. Brody told the court that Tom Hilton managed to get to the main road and locate his sister, who was crying. The group of youngsters then reappeared from the woods and moved towards him intent and continued the attack. It was at this point that Jacob joined the group, and together they approached Tom Hilton, telling him to get his sister out of the way. Mr. Brody said one of the 16-year-olds hit Tom Hilton on the back with a golf club. And that's when he fell to the floor. And before he could get up and try to run away, Armstrong hit him with the machete in the head, causing a huge gash and rendering him unconscious. While on the floor, the group surrounded him and then continued to kick and attack him and put attacks to his body. Mr. Brody went on. He said he could remember hearing a girl screaming, "Stop, you're going to kill him." And then heard one of the groups saying, "Don't care, we're going to kill you." Then amazingly, the girl threw herself on top of Tom to prevent him from being seriously hurt, and he regained consciousness before hearing one of the groups said, "He's dead, boys." The court heard they arrived at the scene quickly and recovered a number of weapons, with crime scene investigation later recovering 2 more knives. Mr. Brody told the jury that weeks later, while the police investigation was ongoing, Jacob and one of the 16-year-olds posted videos on Snapchat of Tom Hilton's police interview, and his little sister, a minor, that police interview along with threats. The Snapchat accounts were then linked back to 2 defendants who denied any knowledge of the profiles, saying they must have belonged to people with the same names as them. The 8 boys were arrested and provided mainly no-comment interviews, denying their involvement. Mr. Brody said either there is a parallel universe where there's another group of 8 that did this, or these are the right people. And the trial now continues. Okay. Let me grab my jacket. I'm freezing. Ouch. Oh, I sat on my foot too long. It's asleep. You guys hear the jet flying over my house? All right, we got to hurry up, you guys. Here we go. Now we're jumping ahead. Trial's already happened. We may be late for the other channel, but we got to do what we got to do. All right, so this is dated August 4th, 2023. Now Jay is no longer a minor. 8 teens who split boy's head open with machete all swerved jail as they're slapped with community service. 8 teenagers who chased down another teen and set upon him with machetes and axe and a golf club have been handed community sentences. Tom Hilton was 17 at the time, suffered a head injury so serious his skull was exposed, and wounds to his shoulders and legs in the attack close to the old paper mill in Hermitage Street, Rishon, in August of 2021. Welcome, Explore Everything, to our starlights. Thank you. Thank you. So it goes on to say, Preston Crown Court heard Mr. Hilton had gone to the mill, which was a popular meeting place for local teens to look for a teenage girl, which now we know is his sister, right? But when he arrived, he was chased by a group of boys he later described as a pack of gorillas. He ran through the woods and onto the road where the gang caught up with him, and the court heard. Around 50 young people were in the area at the time of the attack as the gang of 8 surrounded Mr. Hilton, each either attacking him directly with weapons or fists and encouraging the others. Judge Philip Perry said they acted together. Throughout the trial at Preston Crown Court, all 8 laughed and joked in a way the judge said showed disrespect. Quote, "I have to have at the forefront of my mind the fact that most of you children were children when you committed these offenses." This is the judge. "I make it very, very clear that all 8 of you have behaved disgracefully in relation to the violent disorder, but also intimidation of witnesses, supply of Class A drugs, and street robbery. You should all 8 be thoroughly ashamed of yourself, but I am not able but I am not at all convinced you are. Goes on to say, most of you have found these proceedings amusing throughout the trial and yesterday and today, showing disrespect to the court. I hope for the sakes of your families, the public, and the people who have offered you jobs and apprenticeships and that sort, that you all grow up. Every one of you deserves to be sent to youth detention. Some of you played more active role in the violent disorder than others. Some of you carried weapons. Some wore balaclavas. But the seriousness of the attack of this is the group nature of it. As a group, you were all more threatening than you would have been as individuals. The judge said if the group had been convicted of more serious charge of Section 18 wounding, they would have all gone to youth custody. However, he said he took a rehabilitative approach when sentencing them for violent disorder and further offenses including witness intimidation, attempted robbery, and conspiracy as a legal charge to supply Class A drugs. He told them, the judge said, today is going to be life-changing or life-defining event for all of you. You all have the chance to go into a lawful and law-abiding direction. I can almost feel the sense of relief from your families and supporters in the public gallery who all expected you to go into custody today. As I said earlier, you richly deserve to. The sentences are as follows. Quote, Danny Yekup, 18, of Blackburn Road, Great Harwood, 18 months community order with 25 days rehabilitation activities and 180 hours of unpaid work. Connor Armstrong, 19, of Christchurch Street, Accrington, 2-year community with 35 days rehabilitation activities and 20 hours of unpaid work. James McGree, 18, of Tinkerbrook Close, Oswald Twizzle, 2-year community order with 25 days rehabilitation activities and 200 hours unpaid work. Dave Hargreaves, 18, of Plantation Road, Accrington, 2-year community order with 35 days rehabilitation activity requirements and 200 hours unpaid work. Kane Taylor, 20, of Ripon Road, Accrington, was given an 18-month community with 25 days rehabilitation activities and 150 hours of unpaid work. A 16-year-old who could not be named for legal reasons received 18-month youth referral order with 18 months supervision, 91 activity days, a 4-month curfew, and an intervention plan. A 17-year-old who cannot be named for legal reasons, 18-month youth referral order to 18 months supervision, 91 activity days, a 3-month curfew, and intervention plan. So I said that Jay Slater was named, but he's not. But it is Jay Slater. They're even, let's show you. It says it does name him. My apologies, it does. In fact, I'll show it. Let me go to website so that you can see for your own eyes that it is Jay Slater. Right here it says, can you see? Nope. All right, hold on. There it is. Right in this article I just read you about the 8 that had weapons, each one of them. It says Jay Slater, 18, of Founders Way, Accrington, 18-month community order with 25 days rehabilitation activities and 150 hours unpaid work. And then it went into the 16 and 17. So I missed the most important part. There you go. So Jay Slater did attack Tom Hilton. They all did. All 8 of them attacked Tom Hilton. So I don't know why the mother insisted that Jay had been a back observer, but that is absolutely not true. Not true at all. It's just not. The judge named him. We got to keep it real. I'm here for the truth. So I'm not about to tear Tom's dad's debilitating disease and everything he's been through and the honors that he's had and everything. I'm not about to tear into that because the Tom has suffered enough, and I'm not going to prolong it. Do I think that Tom may have done something to Jay? Yes, I actually do. That's my humble opinion. But I'm going to leave the world, the universe, to sort this out because I don't believe in two wrongs making a right. But it does show me he had motive. And I could sit here and I could go after Tom. But I've researched his life. He's got enough to deal with. And mental issues, I believe. Do I want justice to happen? Yes. Whatever that is by the universe's standards. So, I want the truth for Jay. I don't believe he deserved to go through what he did. Do I believe that he just walked off that cliff? No. I believe this is what happened. David Matheson, revenge motive, and opportunity were all available to TH, in my opinion. And I could go on and I could sit here for the next month and a half and try to prove it. No, I'm not here convincing nobody. I'm just sharing my opinion, letting you think and decide for yourself. So, true train coming through. I'm going to hand it over to God. I'm going to hand it over to the universe. I'm going to pull some cards on Jay and see what the cards come out. Now, if you don't know how to read tarot, boy, that's a big train today. If you don't know how to read tarot, don't worry. The cards have predefined meanings, and we have a lot of tarot readers in our group. If I say something that ain't true, they would call it out 1,000% and be like, that card doesn't ever mean that. Also, we use a lot of cards. I'll show you what these look like. These are a big part of what we use. They literally are words, and they're not tarot cards. Okay? We do use tarot, but we're going to pull some cards because I have to hand this over to the divine. I can no longer emotionally sit here and bear the weight and the responsibility of getting justice for Jay. I have to surrender my emotional attachment and just say, okay, the universe is going to take over. Now, I'm going to be working on other cases as I go along, and I will be dipping back into Jay Slater's case as new information becomes available. But there's no reason for me to sit here and bang my head on the wall when it's my opinion that TH may have played a primary role. And that's all I would be doing is trying to prove it. And that's not my job. I'm not here to solve the case. I'm here to inspire people, and I'm not going to play this game of I'm up against the world. I'm not. I'm just simply here to share my point of view and let it be. And if you agree, cool, and if you don't, cool. Because it's not about me. And that's what I had to learn. Brogan. Let me put you up on the thing real quick. We're probably late. Yeah, we're going to be late over on the other channel by a few minutes. It says, make me laugh that 1% trust Ayub out of 99 on this chat. This is delusional. They should have locked them up on the spot, especially when he's so effing incriminating. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what our poll is before we go. Do you feel Ayub knows what really happened to Jay Slater? 57% said yes, he actually set Jay up. 28% said he knows, but he wasn't there. 3% said no, Ayub is honest. And then 12% said, I'm unsure what to think. Very fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, you guys. We're going to be about 5 minutes late over on our other channel, but we're going to pull some cards, see what the universe has to say. And, yeah, it's just a relaxed setting, and there are no facts. This is simply the story that the universe is sharing with us. It'll be interesting to see what questions we ask. I normally do this in the members section, but I thought I'd give you a little taste of what we're doing over in the Moonies behind the scene today. Doesn't mean I'm going to be public with my readings. Sometimes it can distract me to be public with my readings, but I do like to do them live and get them recorded live. And so I will be doing them with the Moonies mostly. But for today, we're going to show you the very part one, if you want to call it that, of the Jay Slater reading. Now, I did do a reading months and months and months ago when Jay first went missing, and that's still up. And I've looked at it, and it's shocking that it told me where I was going to be right now is exactly what it said, is right where I am in the case. So I don't know if I've wasted a lot of time. Maybe I could have just listened to the first initial reading. But it'll be interesting to see what the cards come out with, and I'll show them to you live. All right, my loves, with that, let's get our chat off. Thank you for doing the poll. Thank you for everything you do, supporting our community to grow this channel. And trust me, we're going to be covering other cases and some on Jay Slater here and there. I never completely leave a case unless it's got justice. But I'm not going to be working every day to bring information out so that people can line up at the door and flick their finger at it and go, nope, nope, nope. I'm just not going to do that kind of work. Not willing to. So with that being said, I do pray for justice for Jay. And that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I appreciate you too. Let's get the website off. Are you ready to do this? Love you guys. To the moon and back.